Establish radiant heart using the block to push your mounds of your hands into. Spread your elbows wide, outer elbows lift, rise with your heart, base glutes rise, lift up, and then walk to the wall, keeping the back of your heart full, hips behind your heart, head lifted, gazing out into the horizon. Keep your block and your hands step wide leg stance, lift your heels, rotate them in, send your pubis back towards the wall, keep your belly long, back of your head, back of your heart lifted up as you touch the block down, dome hands, slide out to bright, keep your heart pulling forward as you step your feet back into crouching cat. Twisted cat right, knees to the right, heels to the left, right dome hand lifts, and pulse, taking your pubis back towards the wall, taking your heart and head towards the center of the room. Dig drag right, right toes touch the wall, right around hip level, not too high so you keep the base of your glutes engaged. Right hand lifts, and then rotate your right toes towards the sky. Keep your right heel lifted away from the wall, right knee up towards your belly, send your pubis towards the wall, and then open up your belly towards the sky. Keep your head back behind your shoulders as you rotate, and then right hand comes out, V vector. Come back to center, gaze down to the floor, right dome, slide right foot touches, toes and the mounds, and then your right shin comes down for Falcon. Moving the block forward, come down to your forearms, and then scoot yourself back so that the top of your left foot touches the wall. And you have the wall to dig your foot into and drag your hips back towards the wall, pubis back to the wall, narrowing at your waist, rib cage goes wide, and the back of your neck is nice and long. Lift your elbows, grab the block, bend your elbows, elbows wide, keep the top of your left foot digging into the wall, hips dragging back. Narrow waist, rib cage lifts up, and then bring your elbows forward, block on top of the head so you have something to push your head up into. As you extend your belly forward, lift your rib cage wide, top of your head up, rib cage wide, and tailbone and head going towards each other. Lift the block up towards the sky, V vector, bend your elbows wide, and then touch the block down, but keep your belly long. Dome, slide right, left toes touch the floor, right toes touch the floor, mound of your foot touches the floor, and then pulse, pulsing your head and heart forward, keeping your tailbone on the rise. Twisted cat left, switching sides. Little pulses here, keeping your hips back behind your heart, right ear down towards your right shoulder so that your neck can be nice and long and open. Dig drag left, left dome hand lifts. Keep your hips pressing back to the wall, heart coming away from the wall as you rotate left toes towards the sky. Keep your left knee pulling towards your belly. That's the key here. Left knee up, left hip towards the wall. Seed hand lifts. Keep your head back behind your shoulders as you rotate your belly towards the sky. Opening up your seed hand, V vector. Keep the top of your head pulling away from your shoulders, rib cage wide, and you touch down. Left dome, slide right, left toes touch. Back to crouching cat, back to Falcon. Scoot yourself back so that your top of your right foot touches the wall. Dragging back, keep your hips back as you set your forearms down, back of your heart, back of your head, help lift you up. Pinky edge down, then your elbow. When you come down to forearms, pinky edge down, then your elbow. Use the block, press your two seed hands into the block. Keep your heart pulling forward, your hips pulling back towards the wall, using your foot on the wall to dig. Drag your hips back, lift your elbows, lift the block, then bend your elbows. Keep your heart full, pressing in to your fingertips from your heart space. Wide ribs, hips rooted, and then top of your head lifts up. Elbows forward for ecstasy arms. Place the block on top of your head so you have something to push up into. Really lengthen here, root down and rise up. Ribcage wide, hips back, head up. Unfurl your belly forward, keeping your ribcage buoyant above your hips. The block comes forward, bend your elbows, keep your hips, heart, and head lifting up as you set the block down. Dome, slide bright. Right toes touch, left toes touch, step wide, nice wide leg stance, grab the block. Keep your hips behind your heart. And then step in hips distance. Step forward left for a lunge. Keep both heels lifted and pulse. Hips back, heart forward, using your hips to help propel your heart and head forward. Keep the block pressing in with your hands so that you have something to push your heart into. Keep your heels lifted and twist to the left, twisting towards your bent knee, and then left shoulder really wide, lengthening your left ribs. Twist again. Take your left shoulder wide, lengthening your left ribs. Head goes up and back, and you can twist one more time, coming center. And then lean forward, hips towards the wall, fingertips forward, using the block to press into, keeping your heart full. Touch the block down on the inside of your left foot. 2 seeds, and then pulse, pulsing your heart and head forward, really far forward, so that your belly stays long, tailbones on the rise. And then using your block on the outside of your left pinky toe for a twist. Right side here, right hip goes back, right shoulder goes forward, and then slide your right hand up to your left knee, left hand ecstasy, both shoulders wide away from each other, and then your left, getting your whole left side long. Make sure your right arm stays straight so you have something to push against. Both shoulders wide, hips go back, head lifts up away from your shoulders, and breathe. Coming to center, grab the block. Bring the block center, lift up, bend your elbows so your heart stays nice and wide. Step back left, and step forward right. Lift your heels and pulse, using your hips to propel your heart and head forward. Keep your tailbone on the rise, femur bones pressing back towards the back of your leg. Pubis goes back towards the wall. Keep your belly nice and long as your arms go forward with the block, touching the block down to the earth. Keep your belly long, heart stayed lifted, dome hands here. Last time we did seed hands, this time we tried dome hands. Fingertips touch the block with sensitivity. Squeeze the base of your palm so the dome of your hand is even higher towards the earth. Remove the block and place it on the outside of your right foot for a twist on the left side. Left hip pushes back, left shoulder goes wide. 2 seed hands press into the block. Top of your head goes forward, right ear to right shoulder, and then lift up, right hand ecstasy. Left hand touches your right knee. Get your right side long by taking your left ear towards your left shoulder. Right shoulder blade nice and wide. Keep your belly open, making right side long, and then twisting open towards your right side. Hips back, head back one more time. Come forward, genie arms. Twist to the right, twisting over your front bent knee. Both shoulders wide, lift your right shoulder up so your right side gets long, and then twist even more. Keep your head back behind your shoulders, gazing out into the distance. Twisting again from your right shoulder wide, right lifts up, and then come back to center, genie arms forward. Open up the vector arms, 2 seed hands. Grab your block, bend your elbows, heart's full, step back right, and then step really nice and wide. Wide leg stance, lift your heels, and feel the spongy springiness of the bottoms of your feet as you pulse. Come even lower, feeling your hips to the earth as you pulse, and then lean your heart forward, pubis back, and pulse again, lifting your glutes, rising your glutes, feeling even the pulse in your heart and your head. Springy, springy, springy. Touch your block down, dome hands down, then slide your bright hands out for hero's pose. To the ladies, heroine's pose. Palpate the bottom of your right foot so that the bottom of your right foot integrates into the top of your right foot, pushing the bottom of your right foot into the top of your right foot, helping the fascia lay down. Then rotate your inner thigh out on your right leg, inner thigh out, right glute up towards your sacrum. Left foot, palpate the bottom of your left foot so you push it in towards the top of your foot, and then rotate your inner thigh out, left glute up to your sacrum. Palpate your glutes up to your sacrum, and then touch your low back and your low belly so that the space between softens. Then grab your low ribs, particularly your low ribs down by your waist. The wider you breathe your ribs, the more your ribs will lift up. Breathe your low ribs wide, then move your hands up. Breathe your middle ribs wide, and then bring 2 crown hands to the top of your head. Breathe your rib cage wide, root your hips by engaging your toes, and then lift the top of your head up and away from your ribs. Touch your bright hands to the wall. Keep your hips rooted. And then touch the crown of your head to the wall, or to the floor. Crown of your head to the floor. Touching your fingertips to the baseboard if there's a baseboard. Keep your hips rooted and use your feet to parallel park your right hip and parallel park your left hip, meaning taking your femur bones down towards your hamstrings and wide into your hips. Walk your bright hands up the wall, leading with your heart. Head comes last. V-vector your arms for a twist. Twisting towards the right. Right hand ecstasy, left hand stays straight and strong. Squeeze the base of your left palm, widen your shoulders, lift your right side, and then twist towards the right. Lift your right side, and then twist towards the right. One more time. Keep your belly long and switch sides. Left hand ecstasy. Right hand touches your left knee. Keep your right arm strong and straight so you have something to push your heart away from. Left side gets long, and then twist to the left. Shoulders go wide, ribs go wide, left side gets long, and then you twist to the left again. Keep your hips rooted, and then come back to center. Seed hands, V-vector. Touch 2 seeds, press down with your shins, tuck your toes, crouching foot. Grab the block, left hand ecstasy. And then walk your knees back, but lead with your hips, walking your feet back so you're closer to the wall. Touch the block down, preparing for hovering sphinx. Crouching sphinx. Crouching sphinx. Elbows come down, pinky edge first, then your elbows. Forearms come down, pinky edge first, then your elbows. Keep your belly long, lift your hips up, and take a wide leg stance, almost like a sumo wrestler. Wide leg and forward, bend and extend your legs. Femur bones go back to the back, and then tailbone lifts up. Bend and extend now, right and left. Opening up your hips, taking your femur bones wide in your hips, so your pelvic floor is really nice and open here. Then walk your feet back in, hips distance, dig, drag right, right toes touch the wall, dig, drag left, left toes touch the wall. Have your feet so they're about hips distance apart. Keep your hips lifted back over your head and your heart really full. And then option, dig, drag right, right knee lifts away from the wall, dig, drag left, left knee lifts. Narrow your knees, send your pubis back, and then bicycle. Express your belly towards the wall and open your mouth and breathe here. Noticing how your feet can help lift your belly even more towards the sky. Touch left toes, left paw touches the floor, right paw touches the floor. Keep your knees bent, hips to the Wall, lift your elbows. Bright hands touch. Walk your bright hands out. Now hovering Sphinx. Feet come back. Elbows come down, pinky edge elbow, pinky edge elbow. Heart stays lifted away from the earth. Your waist is narrow. And then you can play with walking side to side here, using your back body strength to help keep you lifted up. Hips, heart, and head lifted up. Press your forearms down to lift your heart up. Base of your glutes rise up. This is really fun to play with, and keep your belly long, heart forward, hips back. Walking side to side, in and off your mat. Then hips distance with your feet. Pull your heart forward for hovering Sphinx. Breathe in, breathe out. Ribs go wide, belly goes soft. Keep your knees down, belly long. Come down for tummy time. Groins stay lifted away from the earth. You can scoot yourself side to side, even on your knees. Keep your groins lifted. Elbows forward, 2 seed hands. Press down with your elbows, pulling your heart forward, top of your head forward. Press down with your knees, pulling your hips back to the wall, and then parallel park side to side here. Heel press on your right heel. Seed hand touches. The purpose here is to pull your heel towards your seed hand so that you can feel your right glute engaged and rising up towards your sacrum. And then switch sides. Right forearm forward. Left hand heel press. Left seed hand touches your left heel. Pulling your left glute up towards your sacrum, using your heel to help your glute rise. And then here, right forearm, press it wide, right elbow wide, both shoulders wide, and that really opens up your ribs. Pull your heart forward, and then floor bow. 2 seed hands, press your heels so your glutes rise up. If your glutes are rising up, then you can take your hands on the inside of your foot or inside of your ankle. Keep your glutes rising up, and then extend your heart forward, head forward, and breathe. Ribs go wide, glutes rise up, and release. Bring your seed hands forward so you open up your shoulders. Wide hands for panther prep. Knees press down, hips go back. Walk your knees forward so that you can come to the base of your thighs, that real soft, fleshy part on the inside of your knees, for panther push downs. Come halfway down, keep your ribs wide, space between your shoulders open. Come halfway down, right dome, left dome. Really just helps you know that you're not putting too much pressure on your wrists. Mostly your hips, your heart, your head are lifting you up. When you come down, press your elbows forward, shoulders wide. Elbows, shoulders wide. Right ear to right shoulder, left dome, left elbow forward, left shoulder forward. Left ear to left shoulder, right dome, right elbow forward, right shoulder forward. Really, this is just help getting both sides of your ribcage even more open. Walk your hands in, bright hands. Tuck your toes, lift your knees for crouching cat, and then take a shortened crouching cat. Walk your feet back, hands back, so you can heart hop up on the wall. Ending your practice today, feeling what it's like to have lightness in your body as you're upside down. Right foot comes away, left foot comes away. Feeling springiness in your body, ending with a handstand off the wall. Globe hands touch, elbows wide, outer elbows lifting, heart stays full, honoring your heart space. And then sharing your heart space with the world, sharing your bow, sharing your springiness, sharing your willingness to be compassionate, willingness to be open, willingness to be accountable for your own health and your own mindset. Sending you love from Denver, Colorado. Kisses. Namaste, my friends.